Welcome back, Black Fathers. Welcome back, Black Fathers. Black Fathers Sentinel with another episode here. How y'all doing, man? It's a great day outside. It was about 69 degrees outside. Got off of work, came home, worked out, watched the Bucks game. My Bucks lost today, but it's all good. We're going to get them back the next game. We headed back to Boston to make that happen. But anyway, I want to share with y'all something that happened today with my daughter. Okay, I thought it was noteworthy and worth talking about. So here we go. Let's dive right into it. So I get off of work. It was one of those days at work where, you know, I'm kind of tired. I'm kind of lethargic because there was so much information being presented to me. So I kind of had like brain overload to say. But anyway, I got to get off of work. I got to go grab the kids from school and then take my son to his baseball game. We actually had the baseball game today too. So those of you who have watched the previous video, you know we got rained out twice. Then they double booked the third game. And so we finally had our first game. So I'll share that at a different time. But anyway, so I get off of work. I'm driving, you know, I'm just trying to release the work because I'm about to pick up my kids. I always like to be in tune when I pick up my kids. I never like to bring work home, right? So once I walk out of those doors from work, I just let that be that. All right, so I'm game planning. I stop at the store. I grab some sunflower seeds for the baseball game. I grab some gum. I grab a bottle of water, and I also grab my daughter a bag of chips. All right, so I'm just trying to make sure he has his swag right in the dugout and he's able to do his thing. I also want to make sure that, you know, my daughter has something to eat, at least a little something to put on her stomach, because I know we're going to be out there for 2 hours and then come home, cook some food or whatnot. So after I come from the store, I drive, I go and get the kids. I pull up to the school, y'all. And so I'm always paying attention. They're outside, they're playing. So they're after school care, but they're outside because again, it's a nice day. It's like 69, let's just say 70 degrees outside, okay? So I pull up and I see my daughter, I see my son first. So, you know, he having a good time. I'm wondering where's his baseball and stuff, but you know, I'm just making sure that he have everything. But I see my daughter. And when I look over there and I see her, it was one of those looks of just like, thank God you here, Daddy. Like you just like saved me, right? So I'm looking at her face and I know there's something is wrong because, right, we know our children fathers. I know when she's sad, I know when she's upset, I know when she's hurting, I know when she's feeling good, I know when she's hungry, whatever the case may be. I just pay attention. I'm just one of those type of fathers. I pay attention, right? It's crazy because a lot of people don't do that. They think that they're actively involved in their child's life, but I go to some of these games sometimes and these parents, they just own their phones. Like, yeah, you at the game, you present, but you really not in the moment. So I think that's just like defeating the whole purpose. Like it's like a pet peeve of mine. I hate doing that. I just want to walk past and just slap their phone out. Like, just pay attention. Like, we only have this moment. Like, life is so short. Like, we just waste time with these phones. These phones are taking over. I'm thinking of it like this. If you see me in my phone, I'm doing something that's for monetary gain. I'm reading something, or I'm listening to like an audiobook or something like that. But all that playing and scrolling and looking through TikToks and keep going and YouTube shorts and I don't have time for that stuff. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of brain cells. Like, I see people binge on that stuff for like 3 hours and they look up and they whole damn day almost gone. But anyway, so I pay attention. So I see my daughter, she has that look on her face like, Daddy, you just rescued me. So immediately I go into like hyper daddy mode. Because when she first like gathered her things, she looked over at the after school teacher, which is like a guy or whatever. So I'm thinking in my mind, like, I look at him too. You know, I'm looking for some type of awkward look or whatever. Like, did you do something to my back? You know, so I'm just like hyper daddy mode at this point. All right, so I chill, you know, I teach my kids to do thought before emotion, right? So let's think this through before we just overreact and let our emotions get the best of us. Because we all know once you get emotional, it just clouds your judgment and you just make decisions that you wouldn't quite naturally make. And so she gets in the car, I open the door, I lean over, I open the door for her. She come in there and like one tear just fell down her face. And y'all know, like how I talk about my daughter, you know, like, I do not like when she is upset at all because I always want to protect her. I guess it's just a daddy thing. I'm sure you mothers out there, y'all go through something similar, maybe with the boys. I don't know. I'm not a female, but for me as a father, I know when I see my daughters hurt or in any type of pain, it just does something to me. I can't really explain it. Like my blood get hot. Like I don't know. I don't know. I just get real warm and I turn red and I just go hyper daddy mode because I'm trying to figure it out. And I never want something to happen and I wasn't there. I couldn't even forgive myself if something were to like transpire and I wasn't there to protect my baby. So that's just me. So anyway, she let the one tear come down her face and I'm like, babe, what happened? What's wrong with you? She politely says to me, this girl called me dumb. I'm like, what? So my levels come down, right? So this is something I can handle, right? We can work through this, for sure we can. I thought it was something bigger than that. Not saying that I wasn't touched with empathy, not saying that this is not big to me, because if it's big for her, then, it's big to me. So I gotta, switch it over, go into a little bit more calmer daddy mode. So the first thing I say immediately, now fathers, correct me if I'm wrong, or take this advice, or let me know what you would have did. Leave it down in the comment section. Let me know if I handled it correctly. I think I did. I think I did a pretty good job. And so I said, it's funny because this is literally my reaction. I said, well, are you done? I literally asked her that. She said, no, right? So I immediately responded back and said, so what you worried about it for? Now, as I'm saying that, in my mind is telling me, okay, that's not gonna be enough. That's how I would, communicate with my sons. Like, us as men, it's easier for us to get over things quicker than it is for females. I'm not saying all females. Some females they got that capability. They just move on and keep rolling. But I think quite naturally, women hold on to things just a little bit longer than us as males, right? Just part of our programming, part of our DNA. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like that. And so I said, are you done? She said, no. So I'm like, what are you worried about it for? And then she didn't have a response. So now it prompted me to go in deeper. So I just began to talk to her. I just began to encourage her. I just began to lift her up. I asked her, like, what happened? What took place that she would call you stupid? She said her friend asked her, you want to dance? And my daughter is very inquisitive. She's always asking questions. I love that about her. She's always going to try to get to the root of the matter. Because she's trying to figure out is what we're about to do worth it, my time or not. That's just how she is. So she asks a lot of questions, and I always encourage her to ask a lot of questions. That's just what I do personally as a father. And so she asked the question, what dance? And the girl said, stop acting dumb, the dance I just taught you. Now, here's the kicker. So why Naomi is thinking about what the girl just said, another friend, I guess, overheard the conversation. She chimes in and say, she not acting dumb, she is. Wow, I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe that. So she's explaining to me this story. She's as animated, if not more, than how I just explained it to you all. I said, well, why would she say that? And that's your friend. I said, listen, Naomi, people are gonna talk all the time, plain and simple. Whether you do something right, they're gonna have something to say. Whether you do something wrong, they're gonna have something to say. So you might as well just do what you have to do. Now, with that being said, don't worry about what people say because you can't change that. They always gonna talk. That's just how life is. People like mess for some strange type of reason. People like drama. People like pain and all this weird type of stuff. Don't get involved in that stuff. And I also told her that the words that she said are just words. It shouldn't affect you that much. I understand why you're crying because that hurts you because I know that you're not dumb, right? We understand that. But don't give them power over you. And I just began to break that down to her. So if somebody says something to me and I know it's not the truth, I don't even give that any energy. I don't even talk about it. I never mind it. If it's totally disrespectful, I know how to respond back in a professional manner. They didn't put their hands on me, but I know how to let them know, hey, I don't want to be talked to like that ever again. So I explained to her how she should go about it the next time she gets in that situation. I also want you to talk to that alleged friend and just let her know, like, listen, I don't use words like that towards you, and I appreciate if you wouldn't talk to me like that. But I wanted to put emphasis on that, like, don't let people have power over you. Don't worry about what other people are saying about you, because you know the truth about you. If you can wake up every day, baby, and look in the mirror and be happy about the young woman that you are, then that's all that matters. And it's going to be like that until you get all the way to adulthood. I want you to understand, do not let people have power over you. You give them power when they see you upset based off of a word that they said to you. Okay? Now, I don't want you to go through this no more. I understand that you hurt. I understand that you're upset. But please don't let people have power over you. So that was the message that I gave to my daughter. And I think it's very important. I also complimented her. I always compliment her and tell her how beautiful she is. But we'll let her know that she's smart. Gave her some examples of how she's smart, the math work that she does, the word problems that she does, the science that she does, the art projects that she does. So I just reassured her, and I just came in from like a different angle. But I admit, at first, I was just going to cut it short and just keep on going. Y'all remember in the other video, I told y'all I'm going to start doing better in terms of engaging with my daughter. Sometimes the conversations with my daughter, they be so short and just out the way because I'm not actually in tune in the things that she has going on. Like I mentioned before, like as an example, her dance class. She gets in the car, how was dance? She says, fine. And that's pretty much end of discussion. So I told y'all I was going to do better. And I'm definitely making a conscientious effort to do better. So I just let her know, and I just encourage her. I hate that she went through that. I don't want her to go through that type of stuff, but I also want her to know how to handle those situations when she gets into it, if she ever gets into those, which quite naturally she probably is, because this is just how life works. Kids are cruel, adults are cruel, people are cruel, men, women, it don't matter. Asian, Black, Hispanic, it don't matter. Sometimes people have just bitterness inside themselves, or they've been watching something negative, or they're around a negative environment, which prompts them to say things of that nature. So I just wanted to teach her about how to control herself in those situations, and also don't give your power away to another individual when you already know who you are as a person, and you got to be willing to accept that. So fathers, just let me know, what y'all think about that. Like, I did the best I can. I'm still a working process, but I'm gonna continue to go. I'm gonna continue to be a stand-up dude. But one of the things that I also want to mention, you all, is just paying attention, y'all. Just make sure that we paying attention and staying in the present moment with our children, because they see that. Like, a lot of times, again, we get in the car, we pick them up, we just turn the music up. We don't even ask them how their day were, right? So what you do is develop a relationship from a younger age that it's not okay to talk or interact. And you teach them how not to be able to effectively communicate. Like, I'm always talking to my kids. I'm actually going to do a video on that, and of how important communication is. Like, if these are the young people that's going to eventually be the next generation that's going to take over the world, we need to equip them with the tools that they need in order for it to be productive, right? I tell my kids all the time, I want you to be an asset in the community as opposed to a liability, right? We changing the narrative. Like, I'm sticking with that. Black father sentiment. Garden the narrative of Black fathers. There's some of us out here that's doing the right things. The ones, again, that's not doing the right things, I encourage y'all to check out this page, go through previous videos, and just, like, man, take time and just figure it out. I get it. It's hard. It's not easy. I'll be the first to admit that, but we got to keep going. So there you have it, fellas. I just wanted to share that. And one of the things that I like about this platform, that everything is organic. As long as you in your child's life, you always going to have something to talk about. So I'm always going to have content on this page. So y'all leave y'all comments down there below. Make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thank y'all for following me on this journey. The production is going to get better and better. I'm new to this. I'm still trying to figure it all out. But yo, fathers, we in this together, man. Let's talk about it. Civil discourse. Make sure y'all doing what y'all have to do. I make sure I do what I have to do, and we're going to hold each other accountable. Black Father Sentinel.